Hello, welcome again to another episode of Cool Discussions. This is Barry. I'm Chris.
Good morning.
Morning. Today we're off to a late start, but I have a pretty good reason for the late start.
It's Sunday, not Saturday.
Yeah, it's Sunday today. The reason why we're recording on Sunday is because I was able to attend the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo yesterday, and wow, it was a lot of fun.
How many years have you gone in a row now?
4 years in a row, and I've been to 6 out of 11 now. And 2 other times it wasn't from a lack of trying. We were in a lineup, and we were in a lineup for 2 hours, and when we finally we didn't get to the front of the line, but we were told that the building was at capacity and they couldn't have any more people, and we weren't allowed in. And it's like, after that, we decided we're buying our tickets online all the time. So, yeah, it was cool. They had a lot of interesting guests this year. They had William Shatner, the guy who played Chewie.
Why is he still interesting? Like, why is William Shatner still interesting?
Because he was Star Trek. Come on, he was the captain. He
of
was
a show
the first
40 years ago, or whatever it is now. You know, like, come on.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He was. They put a show like that on TV, and they were able to discuss things like race, communism, fascism, inequity.
Well, that's because everybody wasn't so butthurt back then, and not everybody had a television and access to it. You know,
They were all white back then.
I went to the Comic Book Expo 3 years ago now, 4 years ago. I don't remember.
5, I think, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah,
some time ago. Yeah. It was cool. Like, it's a cool experience, you know. But and we were gonna go a couple times more, but then we just looked at their guest lineup, and it was like, come see, come saw.
It is a lot more kid friendly now.
You know,
this year they had bouncy castles. Like,
Hayden might want to go next year. So
yeah, exactly. Like, there's bouncy castles. He could have had a lot of fun with that. The costumes were cool.
I don't know if any of my family should be on anything bouncy in the next
Very true. Very true. Let's see. The thing is that Jesus was there. It was always fun.
Yeah. They were supposed to have more.
Yes, they were supposed to have 3 more of the Walking Dead alumni, and they canceled. What was really cool was, I personally think that the replacement guests that they got in the last minutes were better than those 3 Walking Dead people.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Coulson from S.H.I.E.L.D. Also, he shows up in Iron Man.
So that's the thing. I'm not big into TV shows. So it's like, when I see an actor, I'm not like, oh my god. Oh, I'm not Star Trek. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
I don't see the, like, when I went, it was a good experience. It was cool, but it was like I can't remember how much I paid for a photo op with Norman Reedus.
$50, probably.
And with Steven Yeun.
Yep, yeah.
Now Norman Reedus, because he was so big, the lineup was so big, it was just like, we're cattle through a slaughterhouse, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it was like, Jesus, come on, you know? And when we did Steven Yeun, it was better because he took the time. He took at least 2 minutes to shake her hands, introduce himself.
Okay.
You know, and it was really cool to do that. It was cool because his lineup wasn't as long, obviously.
Yeah. Well,
which I can understand. But it's like,
this is why these celebrities come to these things, though, is because this is how they make money.
Yeah.
Right? Because think about it this way: if a photo op is $50 and it costs $15 to produce everything, like the photo, the time, the pay for the equipment and the person doing it, the guy's making $35 a pop. If you get 100 of those,
even if he makes $10 a pop,
10 of those, 100 in an hour, that's
but it wasn't as bad as I remember. Who was it? Somebody was charging $175 a photo op the year that I went. I can't remember. I think it was Sigourney Weaver or something.
No. That was the
cast of Aliens.
Cast of Aliens. They actually do that.
Still,
what I find really weird when it comes to a cast, just add up all the individual ones, and that's the total for the cast. It's you don't save any money if you get a cast shot. So, it felt better this year. personally.
It's like
Last
there's
year,
more space, right? They've expanded the space. No,
no, the same amount of space as last time. I think.
no, from when I went.
Yeah. Well, maybe what they did was they took away some of the one row of vendors or something.
Yeah.
And made it so it's a little wider.
Well, they have a gaming area now, right?
They moved it to the Big Four building.
Yeah, and they put all the autographs and stuff in there too, or no?
No. This year, okay. So when I first went, it was just in a little hall in where we have stuff like that here in Calgary. It's just a small little hall. The hall that it first started out in is now the autograph area for the stars. That's how big the Calgary
It's definitely gotten
Expo's
bigger.
gotten.
Definitely, like it is like Comic Cons in general nowadays are bigger because I think Comic Cons have embraced or maybe it's the other way around. Society has embraced the nerd geeky part of it and the entertainment. Like the society has embraced
Nerds
the
have
nerds
become mainstream.
and Comic Con has taken on more entertainment because of like the Marvel, they're still comics, like, but they're movies now, right? They're big movies. Marvel, DC, all of them they're big movies now, right?
Yeah.
So they're more mainstream. Whereas Comic Book Expos went like 10 years ago. You knew there was one in San Diego.
Yeah.
That's about it. Now they're everywhere.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
Calgary,
yeah.
Edmonton, Saskatoon, everywhere.
Yeah. They have one in Vancouver, Toronto. The big ones are San Diego Comic Con, New York Comic Expo, and there's a few other big ones, but they're more of the anime related ones. In Canada, the bigger ones were Toronto and Vancouver.
Did they have Jessica Rabbit there this year?
Where?
At the Comic Expo. Was Jessica Rabbit there?
No. You know
I
what? This is
remember
the first.
I remember the one year that I went. I saw a picture of her though.
No, hold on. Okay, so
It wasn't as good as the one I saw.
for 4 years now, she's been there. She's a big-breasted woman. Like she fits the Jessica Rabbit bill very, very well. She wasn't there this year. However, there have been there was a whole bunch of people in it that have been. I found that this year, the media has been talking about the expo a lot. There's actually been like pages
In the last
upon
couple
pages.
of years, there's been more coverage.
Last year, I think the only time you ever saw it in the news or the papers was when they were, guest canceled, or this guest is coming. And the year before that, they would mention the day of, there's a comic expo happening in Calgary. And this year is like every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they've had a page layout with pictures and talking about,
because they got nothing else to put in the newspaper.
that's true. So it was a lot of fun.
Did you get any photo ops?
No.
Autographs?
No. I got some prints and I got my new doll.
Seen that. How much did you pay for that?
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably way
But
too much.
no,
right?
actually, it's right on par with ordering it online.
Really?
Yeah, I when I got home, I checked. It's like, how much did I overpay for this thing? I looked, and it's like, it's $100.
But sometimes
American.
sometimes you have to pay for an experience. That's what this is. This whole comic book thing is an experience.
It was. Last year felt really flat. I don't know, but this year there was an excitement. Like, okay, whenever you watch videos online about cosplay and stuff like that, put to music videos and stuff like that, you always see these grandiose shots of people and group photos. Like last year, there was a lot of people wandering around, and if you asked them to stop, they would take photos.
That's the key right there. You have to ask.
Yeah.
Don't just take a damn picture of somebody.
This year, though, what I found was there was a lot more groups.
Yeah.
There was a 15-man, 15-woman plus man group taking just off to the side, having photos taken by people. There was another group while I was eating lunch, which horrible Corco Brooks. You guys should know better.
What?
Every year, it's always a chore to find out what we want to eat because they have all the food trucks there.
Oh, what do you want of them?
but you look at them and you have no idea what these things are.
Oh.
Right? You have to walk up, look at the menu,
There's
and go...
no burger?
No.
Oh.
No, food trucks aren't like... They're not
No,
like
they're too
burgers
fancy,
and fries.
right?
They're
Too
fancy. So, you look and it's like, well, I don't know if I want that. I don't know if... So we just decided we're going to do Coker Brooks. But this is what happens.
It's pizza, right?
Yeah, just pizzas. They have subs and salads.
Yeah.
But every year, this year, last year, the year before that, we go to Coker Brooks. We line up. And they go, oh, we only have X, Y, and Z pizzas, but it's like, I want A or B.
I just want pepperoni, but we only have vegetarian.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, this happens every year. And it's just like, you guys should actually, bring in 1,000 meat ones.
Yeah.
And 2 vegetable ones. And then when you're out of the vegetable ones, go, sorry, I only have meat.
Yeah.
And then they can order a salad.
That's right. Because whether you like to believe it or not, the only reason we think a lot of people are vegetarians is because they speak the loudest.
Yeah.
But us meat eaters, we just eat meat.
Last year there was awesome costumes. This year, they were spectacular. There was a guy who dressed up as Galvatron, and no word of a lie, if you put him in a film, he would have looked 1,000 times better than the Transformer movies done by Michael Bay.
Some of these people put lots of effort.
He put a lot of effort into it. It was amazing.
Don't they have professional cosplayers come to these things?
They do. Last year we had 2 big names show up. This year we had big names, but they're not as...
Did you go to the parade?
No, I didn't. The parade happens at noon on a Friday. I'm at work.
Yeah, I guess.
But, just like all conventions or expos, they have panels and things like that.
Did you go to any?
No, you never have time. The missus, she only ever wants to go for one day. And it's like, in one day, you don't have enough time to go all the way around and then figure out, oh, I'm going to buy this and go all the way around again. It's like, so next year she knows, because, I didn't get to that part. So they had a whole bunch of guests cancel, and then they had last-minute guest replacements, and then they ended up having one last-minute replacement cancel, and then they got, I did say that, they got for Friday only, a special guest, Agent Coulson. And he showed up on Friday, and then the missus is like, I would want to have...
See, this is what we did when I went years ago. We bought the weekend pass. We went on, because I think it was only Friday, Saturday, Sunday then. Now it's Thursday. They added Thursday. So if we went again, we would buy the 4-day pass, go on the Thursday night, because it's not very busy.
Yep.
You check it out, you scope it out, you see what you want to do, and then you plan a schedule. Obviously, because I have children, I can go to a panel, and I wouldn't want to go to a panel.
But yeah, the thing is like, with a weekend pass, you can go, hey, I want to go and take my kids to potion making, because they had that on Saturday.
It gives you more freedom to...
Yeah, because trying to see everything in one day, it's very,
then on the
very
last
difficult.
day, you can go and buy stuff.
Yeah.
If you need to. If you want on Saturday.
That's difficult.
Because people run out of shit.
Last year and this year, there's a brilliant artist. He does really fantastic work. And last year, we came across a canvas picture of Venom. I'm a big fan of Venom, and he did the old school Venom, like big hulking brute with large teeth, right? And looked, and it's like, oh wow, that's a beautiful painting. And it's like, oh, how much? And he's like, $450, but it's sold. I'm like, oh, okay. He does only one canvas, and then he'll make prints of it, right?
Yeah.
This year, stumbled across him again. He had a beautiful painting of Harley. Fantastic piece of work, again sold. So it's something you would have to show up on Thursday and go, hey, I remember you. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Done.
Yeah. Well, obviously, if it's like a big...
Well, but that's the thing.
It's a one-off.
Buying things is really difficult because this year I bought some prints off of them. I was going to buy 3, but I only got 2. Because standing there waiting for my turn, the last picture that I wanted went. And it's just like, So, buying things, waiting till Sunday to buy things can be a real hit
You
and
didn't line up
miss thing.
to see Stan Lee in his last appearance at
Yeah, Stan Lee.
the Comic Cons.
What was really awesome was last year, Stanley had to cancel last minute. He actually made a video apologizing to the Calgary Expo, saying, "I'm sorry I couldn't make it. There was scheduling conflicts, but I will make it next year." Now, before he announced that he was coming here this year, he said Toronto Fan Expo was going to be his last Canadian appearance. And it's like, no.
Oh, that was before this one already?
Yeah, before he... No, this is the Toronto Fan Expo is like in June or July, August, somewhere around there. It's during the summer. So he announced that one was going to be his last one, and we're like, no, he said he'd come back. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, yeah, Adori, I'm coming to the Calgary one. I'm not going to miss it. So, yeah. Oh, and Stan Lee had his own section for lineup. And it was...
Packed, probably?
Actually, he wasn't signing at the time.
Oh.
When we walked by, it wasn't time for his autographs. But it was a huge section, and it's just like...
Well, that was like the year I went. Like, he was there, and it was a huge area.
Stan Lee is...
They got, like, the big stars. They got, like, areas, and then they got the little guys, like, the wrestlers. I remember that there... And then the wrestlers had
that's
nobody
right.
there.
There was wrestlers.
There was, like, Bret Hart and Edge and stuff like that when I went.
No wrestlers this time. They just had the weirdest one I thought was two people from Orange is the New Black.
Mm. Yeah, there was the bigger lesbian lady, right?
Yeah.
And somebody else I can't remember.
I don't watch the show, so I don't know. I'm told that, but I don't have enough time to watch all this TV people keep telling me to watch. I don't. You need 40 hours a week just to watch.
That's it. We got to quit our jobs and just watch television.
Yeah. If only we could get paid for it. But yeah, no, the Comic Expo is a lot of fun, and it's nice to see similar-minded people. Because I work with people who don't know...
Like me. Someone like me almost, who's like, man.
Doesn't know
Marvel,
right?
Comics, what?
Marvel, DC, what?
What's the difference? Yeah. Superman is Marvel right now. I know Superman is DC. I'm not that.
A lot more people know that Superman and Batman are DC, and Marvel is a different company now because of the movies. However...
Comic book expos are for more the hardcore people who are, like, big into, like... You got your mainstream people who cling on to, like, the Iron Mans and the main ones that come out in the theaters. But these comic book expos, you'll find comics you never heard of. You're like, what the heck?
Yep.
And you'll see people and you'll see costumes and you're like,
what are those? What do they belong to? I'm good because I can identify about 85% of all the costumes. This year was really bad because it's like, I don't know who they are. Oh, again, it's like, for the past couple of years, there's been a guy who's been dressing as a Space Marine from Games Workshop. Well, this year, somebody dressed as a Space Marine from Games Workshop, but he was from Chaos, and he was a giant guy, and really, really well done suit. Had the sign.
So you guys are going to get 4-day passes next year?
Oh, yeah. I am. If the missus want to come, I'll leave her behind. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I look forward to it all the time. Last year I actually... Bruce Timm was here. He's the guy who made the Batman animated series. It was really weird seeing him live in person. It's no different than if you saw a hockey player.
I wouldn't even recognize him. If I just saw him on the street, I probably wouldn't even recognize
Bruce
him.
Timm? No, he wouldn't. But just like
even a hockey player, even a well-known hockey player, I wouldn't even I would know because they have a sign, and I'd be like, oh.
But last year I went looking for artists actually because there was a few there that drew some of the comic books that I've enjoyed reading. This year, not so much. Yeah. I think the artist lineup was actually really thin this year by comparison.
Unfortunately, our expo isn't that. It's not big. Let's just be honest. It's not like humongous where it's going to attract the big we'll say A-list. We very rarely get A-list When I see it, I look at it and go, "There's no real A-list people that you would like." When you think of like, obviously, The Walking Dead for me, that's what attracts me.
Okay. Yeah.
The biggest one that I've seen is Norman Reedus, and he's been here I think twice or something like that, right? That was the biggest person. You'll never get like Andrew Lincoln coming to Calgary ever. Andrew Lincoln, Rick.
Oh, I don't know his name.
You'll never get him coming to Calgary.
Yeah, but I don't think he goes to conventions.
I think he only goes to San Diego.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know.
San Diego is a giant one, and this is where they movie studios showcase their sci-fi and fantasy movies. So they have the big stars show up.
Yeah.
Calgary is not that. I'd love for it to get that big,
but it won't.
No, and you know what? I like,
but it's good.
What it is. They get. Come on, William Shatner's been here like 3 times now.
William Shatner's like a Z star now. Come on.
He's still well known and well played.
Okay.
Just saying, he's still well known and he's well played. Yeah, you can scoff at it all you want. Come on, they had Chewie show up.
Well, yeah.
The guy who played Chewie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's unfortunately Calgary's not going to get the bigger stars. You know, neither will Edmonton or Saskatoon, though. So, you know. I'm sure maybe Toronto will because it's a little bit more of a...
well, I guess it's something you have to look up is just to see who shows up on the guest list for Toronto, right?
I'm sure it's pretty hard to get people, though. Like, it's not for lack of trying.
It honestly. It is one girl's job, full-time, well, maybe not full-time, but year-long job to get these people in, get these people signed up, and then deal with last-minute dropouts.
Oh, I'm sure it's hard. It's difficult.
Oh, it is. But yeah, it's
fun for the comic people. It's fun for... It's just like anything. It's like if I went to an all-star weekend, if it was in Calgary. It'd be the same thing. Same type of deal. Same type of thing. You know, it'd be...
Same type of excitement.
Exactly.
You'd be like, ooh.
Yeah. Except I wouldn't pay $50 to get an autograph from a hockey player. I'd be like, screw you. Who do you think you are?
But I don't think they charge, do they?
No.
They better not, because they're making a hell of a lot of money.
You don't think an actor is...
Not hockey money.
Well, that's up for debate.
Okay, think about it. Minimum wage in hockey is?
Oh, probably $900,000.
Okay, so $1 million a year. Does an actor make $1 million a year?
I have no idea.
Some actors can make $1 million an episode.
Aren't like the Walking Dead people making close to that?
Oh, I have no idea.
But still, even if you make $60,000 an episode, that's
really you make 10 episodes of $600,000 a year minus 50%.
Yeah, you're not scoffing here. You're not. You're still making a good living.
No, true.
I remember when I went to this Expo thing. Gillian Anderson was there, right?
Oh,
it was
before her resurgence.
And it was kind of like, okay, you know, I'm not going to pay to get an autograph. Like, forget that. And so people would always people would sneak up beside, you know, or where they could see him on the side, just take a picture. One of her bodyguards steps in front of me. And it was like, you can't take a picture. And I'm like, are you serious? Yep, you have to pay. I'm like, okay. Everybody else, I could just walk up to the side, snap a picture, on my way. I was like, oh my goodness. That's insane. Even like Norman Reedus and Glenn and Stephen Yen, it was a walk up the side, click, click, click. Okay.
But okay, because what it is it's not fair to the people that pay.
But you're paying for the interaction. It wasn't like it was the autograph place, right?
Yeah.
And so you're paying for the interaction with the autograph, which is not much.
Oh, you know what was really weird is that the Game of Thrones actor who came here, the gay brother, that one, he had a huge lineup.
Well, Game of Thrones is very popular.
No, Game of Thrones is, but I didn't figure that he'd be that popular of a character. But a huge lineup, and it's just like, holy crap. Like, wow. Yeah, Mario didn't even have a huge lineup. The voice of Mario was there, and he had like 10 people in his line, and Game of Thrones guy had like 50.
You must feel bad for those ones. The people who have nobody in their
line. Yeah.
Or like very little, you're like...
Carol. A few years ago, this was season 2 Carol.
Yeah, it was...
season 2 Carol.
There was Glenn and Norman Reedus and her.
Yeah,
And her, nobody.
Nobody
two,
was there, and I was like, oh
just
man, I
full.
feel so bad for her. Because it's like, if she was the kick-ass Carol, I would have walked up and...
Yeah, but you look at to me, I look at the price and I go, like, maybe if you walk up like to somebody with no line, you'll get a little bit more interaction because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, $25? Okay, sure, whatever. Here you go, here's $25. Sign this, and you can sit there for 5 minutes because there's nobody else.
Yeah. It all depends. And there's always etiquette you gotta follow, and don't, if there is a lineup, don't spend too long talking with a guy because there are a dozen people behind you. If you need more, go back to the end of the line, right?
Yeah.
So it's
a cool event. Like,
it is.
It's very interesting. I enjoyed myself when I went.
Well, there you go. See, and he's not a huge comic fan. I am a comic fan. I read it. I read comics, both Marvel and DC.
We just went because Norman Reedus was there.
Yeah.
Steven Yeun, that's it. That's the other reason we went. And then the next year we got tickets, and then they released the lineup, and we were like, no thanks. See you later. So we refunded our tickets, and then I think we did it a year after that again, and then again the lineup was just...
Yeah, see, the lineup is always... that's what... you want to see is you want to see a strong lineup. Your expo is going to pass or fail depending on who goes there. Now, the thing is, the lineups are completely and totally arbitrary based on the person. There was
cards subject to change.
Hundreds of Harry Potter people there this time, simply because Draco Malfoy and his father were there. And they were actually doing team photos.
And they did a panel, didn't they? They did a panel. I read something about it.
Yeah, okay, well...
It's like a couple years ago they did the whole Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
And
the Next Generation crew was
They
there.
had almost all of them there.
I think it was. All of them, except for like Whoopi Goldberg, who wouldn't show up. And then...
Yeah, she's too busy yapping her mouth on, The View or some shit. And then they did Aliens Was it last year?
No, it was the same year.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was the same year. Aliens and Star Trek Next Generation were there. That was like year 9.
I think they need to focus on that. I think that would be a good way for them to attract people, is to make sure they have like one really big thing like that. Because
I agree.
The Star Trek is huge. Like, see, it sold your convention right there. Done.
Last year,
done.
They had 3 people from S.H.I.E.L.D. And I would have been all over it like a fat kid on a Smartie if they had gotten like 3 more and then it'd be like, this is S.H.I.E.L.D. Bing, picture, done. I'm in. Because they had May, they had Ward.
And somebody else.
Yeah, somebody else. Yeah, those 3, and all they needed would have been like Coulson and Daisy. And that would have been like, boom, awesome. Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Let us know what you guys think about the expo. If you went, and if you're not from Calgary and you've seen other expos, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Let us
How
know
are
if
your expos going? Do they have a good feel to them when you go there? Do you feel like it's a fun place to go to? Or do they just feel flat? Do you kind of feel like it's kind of like, it's here, I'll be here, blah, 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 walk around?
Yeah.
So,
let us know what you think, guys.
Yeah.
Don't forget to give us the
thumbs
up on the Facebook and the YouTube. The Poopy Man, all that good stuff. Subscribe to us on the YouTubes and the iTunes.
Give us a listen on the way to work.
Yeah, do whatever. Do whatever you got while you're pooping. Hey, that's when a lot of people do their best research, is when they're pooping.
Oh yeah, I guess people do.
We don't take newspapers into the bathroom anymore. We take our telephones.
You guys know this, but we just watched a little prank video, and the guy literally was walking
with his phone.
Closed the door, slid over, pulled his pants down, sat down. Very rarely taking his eyes off the phone. It's like, oh my gosh.
See, with us,
I read when I'm on the toilet.
You can just put us on the sink, turn the volume up, listen to us. You don't even have to look at us. We're okay with that.
Yeah, we are.
Other than that,
thanks for watching.
Peace.
And talk to you later.
Later.